So earlier I talked about the activity step today, and then I would like to explain to you about concept. Okay, design concept from various elements that you put together as one conceptualization. So concept could be like a combination of like ideas, and combination of concept it become like uniqueness. Okay. Mm, like a Saturn shape here. Mm. In design, a concept refer to the idea or thought that guides the direction of the design for a particular project. So this remind me of like different brand, right? For example, Balenciaga, they select Kun Pipikrit as a brand ambassador, right? And if I remember correctly, Kun Bilkin is a brand ambassador for Louis Vuitton, if I remember correctly. Oh, Gucci. Oh, thank you, sister. Okay, Gucci. Bilkin เนอะ And Kun Тэй Jalinporn is a brand ambassador for Prada, right? Okay, so the brand they consider distinct personality and then they select their brand ambassador. There are several ways to develop a concept. For example, thinking based on the design objectives such as functionality or aesthetic. Functionality is like objective of how we use this product for, right? And how it help us, okay? And aesthetic is like beauty, right? For anyone who just joined and haven't checked attendance, you can type your name in the chat box for me. Okay. Uh, to develop a concept could drawing from belief as well. For example, last week I talked about habitat based on Brahmic religion, right? ศาสนาพราหมณ์เนาะ Philosophies or symbolism. Okay. Design goal, our concept, it includes both functionality, function, and the beauty. For example, this furniture, right? The chair. If we want to lay our leg down, then we could move this part out. Or if we want to use the table of it, and then other person could sit here. So it's like have different function. If we don't need the table, or like we don't need to lay our leg, we could keep it together to save us some space, and we can use the space for something else, right? The font in the book must be easy to read and the wording is easy to understand. This reminds me of my advisor, Professor Christopher Whitney. Right now he retired. When he taught the creative process class and he showed the slide, he told me that the font that he used in the slide is the font that help people who have difficulty to read be able to read easier. I'm like, whoa, you are so dedicated. And he paid for it, He paid for the font for students to be able to read easily. I'm like, yeah. Beauty. Okay. Human can notice the beauty aesthetic of products. Aesthetic refer to the way a product looks or feel. Like this chair, it look curvy, right? It's look, wow, round shape. Each person may have different perception about beauty and satisfaction. Appropriate composition can build beautifulness. So this remind me of the Photoshop, I know, photography workshop that I went last month. So they mentioned about like people when they saw photos, they could feel like, oh, this one is beautiful, this one is not, something like that. But they also thought about the principle of taking picture. For example, minimal style. They will have less elements in the picture, and also they consider composition of the photos, like the colors combination, or what do you call the grid of the photos. So in case any one of you like photography and interested in minimal style, I could type in the chat box for you guys here the page that you could follow. Let me type จุลภาพ I'm sorry. I press escape. Julapap Minimal is a Facebook page. Yeah, in case any one of you interested. Okay. Example of object that we are interested, combination with concept. Okay. A concept of coffee shop that you feel like you sip coffee in the middle of the forest and with a focus on environmental conservation and supporting local community products and empowering local farmer. Okay. So it's the lead teaching team, teacher dream, she suggests this branch of is at Ayutthaya, okay, Cafe Amazon. I've been to Cafe Amazon, but I never been to the one in Ayutthaya before. Yeah, but she has been there, and then she told that, wow, the surrounding is like surrounded by small and big tree. I feel like sit in the middle of forest, and the raw material, the stuff they buy from like villager and the other province to make special drink menu. And there is a place where people could buy local products and tourists can come and buy souvenir. Okay. And the staff also care about environmental conservation. They use the concept of circular living by recycling leftover stuff. For example, their table and shelf made from coffee pulp. I also saw the table in Starbucks. They wrote like a recycled table as well. Mm. Staff shirts and apron ผ้ากันเปื้อน are made from recycled PET water bottle, okay, and glass fiber. So this one remind me of the carpet at UC Merced Library. They mentioned that from Dow Chemical and they use like PET um water bottle like recycled material. Hmm. Uh, at Cafe Amazon, they also use like bio cup and straw which is made from biodegradable PLA plastic. This one PLA, I have heard approximately like 10 years ago from Professor Anong Nat at Chulalongkorn University Chemical Engineering Department. She also like studied the process of making like PLA plastic as well, biodegradable. Mm. Another example of considering the object bag and the concept of heavy duty, water resistant bicycle and recycle. Maybe some of you have heard this brand before. Uh, anyone know? I'm not sure the pronunciation though. Could be Freitag. I could be wrong, but I think it's like that. Okay. Uh, so they use the canvas of the truck. They clean it up and then they cut it into pattern and then they're sewing it. And I like this picture a lot. It shows that the inner tire of bicycle has been used as the edge of the bag, and then the seat belt has been used as the bag holding, and the canvas, right? Canvas of the truck has been used as a body of the bag. Okay. I have seen it when I like went to Siam and saw people using it. Hmm. Ah, this one is the restaurant of Mistaken Order. This one thanks to Teacher Dream. She Skonwan, Teacher Dream Skonwan Napaporn. She proposed for a teacher to show this video to student in the class. So let's watch it together to show the concept of elderly who has dementia. And there was a project in 2017 that the group of people organized this restaurant. Okay, I need to stop the screen share for a little bit because I need to share the sound. So let me stop here. Okay, so that's the restaurant of Mistaken Order and the story and experience during they operate the restaurant. Okay. Um, Regarding the thinking tools or cognitive tools, okay, which could help us reinforce specific feature that we thought of and we record them, and also avoid us from making hasty assumption when contemplating subject with limited information, meaning that we are not jumping to the conclusion too fast. Okay. It helps us in seeking additional facts before arriving at accurate and rational conclusions. The skill of refraining ละเนอะเป็นการละ from rushing to conclusion is vital in today information-rich world. Yes, there are many information right now in our generation. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat. Okay, you type your name here. Okay,ค่ะ. Convert. Okay, first of all, on the right here, we begin at the bottom here. So for this class, we use create idea. We use tools to create idea. The specific name of it could be divergent thinking, meaning that from the product that we want to design, we begin with creating ideas. Begin with divergent thinking, okay? And we try to find the possibility or as many options as possible. Let me give example in the medical field as well. There was many years ago that I went to public hospital and I be able to shadow the medical class that a teacher taught. She mentioned to medical students about finding disease that patient has symptom. Okay, so she mentioned that they will need to consider all the possible disease that the patient could have, and they could like screen it. Oh, this one is not matched. This one is matched, something like that. And I also discussed with my friend who is a medical doctor. She mentioned that usually she will research or she will lead on the disease that happen frequently. It's like happen often in this location. Okay, so she begin with that. So that's like the ideas or thought that we could summarize, okay, when we need to do like problem analysis. Regarding making choice, once we have many ideas, right, we will need to prioritize them and like find a way to help us make decision. Okay, which idea we gonna use, right? So that one is called make choice. A fancy term is convergent thinking. So the root word is like converge, like focus or like เลนแบบว่าเรียกว่าอะไร confocal lens อะเรียกว่าอะไรนะรวมแสงเหรอwe need to narrow down the choice that we create, right? So we have so many choice. Sometimes we even brainstorm with others as well, right? And then we need to brainstorm again for selecting which idea we're gonna use first or do first. My mom taught me about the problem that happened in the industry. She's an auditor regarding quality system. So when she found problem that she have heard from employee, she suggests that employee could start with the problem that can be solved easily first. The one that can be solved easily, just do it. Okay. She mentioned that sometimes employee tend to solve the one that happen often or like more regularly, like เกิดบ่อยๆเนาะจะพยายามแก้นั้นก่อนแต่ว่า but my mom suggests to solve the one that easily to fix first, just get it out of the way like that. Mhm. It's not directly related to like make choice, but it is the way to prioritize the task. Okay, which one we're gonna do first? Okay. ค่ะ Regarding convergent thinking is the process involved thinking and analyzing different options, taking into account their strength and weakness, and then prioritizing them to ultimately make a decision or choose a method. Okay. ค่ะ Recapitulate on scamper technique. If any of you already watched video, that's very good. You are already familiar with it. But this one I explain a little bit more, okay? To provide more example for you guys. The first one, S stand for substitute. When you substitute, for example, you thought about the product, one product. Can I substitute this function with another thing? But when you think about design, you also remind yourself regarding logic. What if I substitute this one with that? Will it still work? Think about that as well, okay? Not just like propose it and then it might not work. Okay, try to have the logic as well. Combination, C, combine. This one example could be the washing machine. There is a washing machine that just wash the clothes, right? But there are also washing machine that can dry the clothes as well. So it's like combine the function in just one machine. Or some house they have like two machines just sit next to each other, right? Mm. Or usually my home we use natural dry, just hang the clothes. Okay, Thailand have so many sunlight. Uh, Even in the US, some people they have like hanger, right? A come from adapt. Let me give this example. When I was a graduate student, master degree student, I worked with Michael Hofner. He is a graduate student at that time, a PhD student. We work in the same lab, which is Professor Scott Fogler. Right now, he passed away already. Um, During my master degree, I do research with their team. And Michael Hofner told me he liked to lead article in another field as well. At that time, we research on asphaltene, which is a crude oil precipitation มันตกตะกอนเนอะในน้ำมันดิบ So he lead article about foam formation การเกิดโฟมนะ And then when he studied this asphaltene with the method called I forgot like some X-ray method, and then he have learned that the process of forming asphaltene is similar to the process of forming foam. So with that, when he explained in the article that he write, so he used the process of foam formation to explain the asphaltene formation. So that's example of adapt in one of the field in another field. Okay. ค่ะ M could be from modify, magnify, and minify. So magnify ขยายเนอะ could be like when we expand, when a product launch, we have a target group to sell this group. But when we modify our product a little bit, we could sell to another target group. For example, teenager group, adult group, elderly group, like that, or like young generation, younger generation. Regarding minify or miniaturization, for example, hard disk drive, right? In the past, the size is like garage, เท่าโรงจอดรถ but later on, with nanotechnology, photolithography, and other technology, we'll be able to pattern the microstructure that is precise and be able to store data bigger, like larger, with smaller size. Okay, so that's help us in cost reduction, transportation fee, and something other like that. Okay ค่ะ put to other use P. So the product could be launched for one application, for example, space application, like walkie-talkie. But then later on, we'll be able to use it somewhere else as well. For example, elimination. Okay, this one similar to substitution. When you propose this elimination idea, you will need to think, once we eliminate it, can it still work? Can it still functioning? Okay. For example, in the past, the washing machine could be, I recall the Beauty and the Beast movie, when they have like a donkey or something, like pushing the washing machine and it like rotate or something. Yeah, at the time we use like animal or human force to spin the washing machine, right? Yeah, but then later on we have electricity and then we have like electronic so that we can just press the button and then the washing machine is operate. Rearrange. This one I thought of re-engineering and language. Let me give example here. When we grow up, right, we learn language from listening to our parents or guardians talking to us, right? And we remember the words and phrase and sentence, right? And then we start to respond with sound first and then later on with word and phrase and sentence. Uh, when I want to learn new language, it's similar. Okay. Luckily, my mom know that English is important. So I remember when I was elementary school student, I went to a temple with school trip and a foreigner talked with me. And at that time, I don't understand what he or she talked to me. And I ran away. One of my friends, her name is Nok, highly told me, Yen, you could ask me. I could help you. You don't have to run away like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And my mom didn't know this, but she registered me in a bilingual school. At that time was a Salasat Ekta school that I went there. And I have to learn math in Thai, math in English, science in Thai, science in English, PE, physical education in Thai, physical education in English. So I'm like, okay, I getting better in understanding it. I need to read novel. And I like to read Guinness book a lot when I went to the library there. Um, so my point is that re-engineering is like we think about how we learn about it or how we be able to do something. And then we apply to different field. Or if I want to learn new language, okay, I begin with step by step. Okay. For example, these are example of like rearrange re-engineering. Okay. Uh, more of an example of question that you could ask. Let me give you some example here, like substitute. You could ask about, can I use the process for this product making with another product, like apply with different product, okay? Combine. This one I gave example like the washing machine, right? Combine drying and washing process. Adapt. This one I give example of reading article in one field and then explain in another field if it's similar. Modify, magnify, minify. I already explained regarding like new target group and the small scale fabrication. Put to other use. Yeah, can be used in different field. Let me see. Put to other use here. Okay. Eliminate. Okay, can we make it simple, more simple? Like, for example, washing machine, right? Nowadays we just plug in and then click power button and then click start or like set the timer. Reverse. This one I mentioned about reverse engineer or like how we learn the language or like prioritize the task. This is a template for Scamper. You don't have to use this one, but if you want to use this one, I will have like a Canva online board. You could copy it and use it. Student asked me whether when you use it, do you need to use all of them? My answer is no. You don't have to use all of them. You just use the one that you want to create idea and then you record it or write it down. And there's a number 1, 2, 3 here. You don't have to use all of them. You can have just one or two. It's okay. Okay, I don't mind. I heard a student just joined. If you haven't checked attendance, just type your name in the chat box for me. For anyone who haven't checked attendance. Right now, I am explaining the template for Scamper. I'm sorry, Scamper. Scamper method to think about the product that you want to conceptual design, and then you write it down. Okay. Example is here. If I want to design the washing machine, I could use this question, substitute. How about I substitute electricity with human force by bicycling and make the washing machine rotate? Okay. Combine. How about I combine washing and drying process in the same machine? Modify. How about I make it smaller, but the size is not make sense. One ruler is too small. I cannot fit my shirt. Put to other use. How about I put detergent and the softener in the machine so that I don't need to pour it every time. For example, have like a tank of a detergent connect with the machine, right? And then it feed with pump when we press the button start, something like that. Eliminate. How about I remove the water storage or like water pipe? But this one is difficult. This one you need to think further. If I remove water, what I can use for instead as well. How about I remove button? Like if it too many function, right? Just keep it simple. Only 2 or 3 button is okay like that. But this one remind me of the incident, the submarine incident. I remember saw the news. I forgot the name. Ocean something. But what I saw is that they use like joystick, like PlayStation joystick to control. But that's not the problem. The problem was the maintenance. This submarine was used a while ago and then they didn't maintain it well. When they go for diving, uh, several times, this submarine cannot withstand the pressure of the ocean. So it was explode. I remember I was so sad when I saw the news. So sometimes when we eliminate something or we change the material, I remember the news told that they use like carbon fiber. It is okay to use on land, but it is not strong enough with the pressure under the ocean. Okay, so it's bad. Sometimes human do the test on the land. But when do the dive test, the ocean is so big and the pressure of the water is so much. Yeah. Even today, I saw the news this morning, like 6:30. There was a like landslide in Samsen Road. Maybe you already heard that. Uh, the pipe broken, and I saw the news. I don't even believe my eyes. My mom and I thought like, can there be like X-ray method to check the land underneath? Um, yeah, I feel sad, but luckily not so many people got. I heard from the news that no people injured, but it's such a huge accident. That if possible, if we could prevent, that would be the best. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Before I move on to what if, any question regarding scamper method? Let me look at the chat. Okay,ค่ะ. I will check attendance for you guys. But I don't see any hand, so I make assumption that you guys understand, okay, this method here. What if is similar to, quite similar, not the same, but similar to scamper? We have set of questions to ask ourselves when we want to design the product or service. The question are opposite. Like for example, we consider washing machine nowadays that we have, the opposite idea about it. What are the opposite things about it? Scarcity and abundance. These are different contrast word. Okay, it's contrast word. Scarcity is like, what if we don't need this one? It's like eliminate. Abundance is like, what if we have plenty of this one? For example, the washing machine that have like detergent tank inside, right? And then it just feed the detergent when we need it. Like that one is abundance. Extreme simplicity, which one I explained already, like keep it simple. Crazy and weird. This one is challenging. So let me give example. On Monday, I taught another class, right? And a student asked me, he would like to design camera, and how about he put in this box like crazy and weird. The camera can see ghosts, and I'm like, yes, you can put it there, but later on, you will need like idea selecting tools to screen your idea later on. Maybe the positive impact of it is not high. For example, for me, in my opinion, I don't want to see ghosts. I don't want to see ghosts in the camera. So the positive impact for myself is not high. Okay, I will not select that idea to be my finalized idea, for example. But you can write down. It's okay. Um, this is the template of what if. You can use this one, or you can make a new one, as long as you have the topic, is okay. Example of what if ideas, okay? Washing machine, the opposite. How about washing machine can move to us, like it can move around? And I'm like, okay. It could be difficult because it's usually heavy, right? It have like motor. And but I would appreciate if we have like a wheels underneath it, because right now I cannot move it that much, right? And it's difficult to clean at the back of it or like underneath. If I have a wheel, then it's easier, right? Mm. How about washing machine is lightweight, just 1 kilogram? Oh, that would be nice. But um, it maybe have less capacity as well, like because if I wanna wash like 20 clothes, or let's say maybe too much, 15 clothes or 10 clothes, 1 kilogram might not be able to handle it, right? For example, scarcity. How about washing machine can operate without detergent? Then what you gonna use? How about washing machine doesn't need water? yeah, what we're gonna use. This one you will need to develop further, the idea. Mm. How about washing machine doesn't need electricity? This one idea is similar to the one in Scamper, right? That mentioned like using human force to bike to rotate the washing machine. Mm. Extreme simplicity. How about we use washing machine like by just press one button? Nowadays, it's quite similar. Mm. How about we use washing machine for washing and then drying, and the cloth is not wrinkled as well. How about how about we can make washing machine disappear, or like it look like a furniture or something. How about washing machine have hand, robot hand, and it help us hanging the clothes? Oh, I would love that. Nowadays I hang by myself or like my family member help each other. Mm. Okay, so that's what if. Okay. Any question regarding what if tools? And then when we're gonna analyze the idea, we could like number them. I will have example later on. Okay. Like this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Next one is random words. Okay. You can see on the right here, I have like random words. The words don't need to relate, just one word, pick one word. The word doesn't need to relate it to the product that you want to design. It can be any word. It can come from dictionary. It can come from song. It can come from something else. It could be noun. It could be verb. It could be something else. Mhm. Let me explain here. So first of all, you need to know what you're gonna do the conceptual design on, like what the product. Uh, you need to write down the topic of interest that you want to design about that product. Then you select a word. Doesn't need to relate it to the product. Okay. After that, let me show example. Washing machine is my product, right? And then the topic of design, the first one is the external design of the washing machine. The second one is the working system, okay, of the washing machine or the working principle. Then I come up with a word not related to washing machine. For example, rock. And then I put the word rock in the middle. Okay. So this is I heard a student just joined, but maybe you disconnect, or if you just join and haven't shaken hands, you can type your name in the chat box. Let me come back here. So the word that I select is rock, right? And then I put in the middle. I need to think about characteristic of the rock, and then I write around it. For example, when I touch the rock, I can feel that it's cold. Okay, it could be because the temperature there as well. Um, the rock is hard. When I press it, it cannot press, right? So it's hard. Rough. The surface structure is like rough. It's heavy compared to like feather bird. Okay. Is okay, this word is similar in Thai. The meaning is rough. Slide. You may heard rock slide if the big rock is dangerous. Okay. I have remember at Yosemite National Park, sometimes they have road closure due to like rock slide or landslide. Mhm. So from this characteristic of a random word, you will need to imagine and summarize your design. For example, the external design of washing machine is rough. So the surface texture is rough. The texture look like a rock. is have like black and gray color, look like a big rock sit next to a tree in the house. Okay. Mm. The working principle of this washing machine will be continuous. Okay, I translate the word slide into continuous. Meaning that it washing the clothes and then it's drying the clothes later on. Okay, so this is how we use technique random word to generate ideas. Okay, the limitation of random word though is depend on your topic design that you want to design. If you have only 2 topics, then your design will be like quite limited. Sometimes I suggest students to use these tools with another thinking tools as well if they want to use it, or they will need to come up with additional topic of design. Okay. Any question regarding random word ka? Let's see. Okay. Attendance. I will check for you guys later. But right now I have 23. I still missing like 5. Give me one moment. Let me stop record here a little bit. I want to little bit. Okay. For the rubric for today activity assignment thinking tools. The first rubric is about generating idea. If you generate many ideas that are different, revealing that students try to think from different perspectives. However, the product concept is not unique. You will receive level 3. If you try to think from different perspectives until ideas become unique concept, you will receive level 4. If you develop the unique concept and stand out from others, you will receive level 5 for this part. Regarding digging deeper into idea, I will assess whether you can organize and assess to select ideas, which lead to the creation of unique concepts. This one, I look at the idea selecting tools that you analyze and then summarize your design. I will assess whether you organize and assess idea which lead to creation of many unique concepts and then select again until the unique concept is emerged. You will receive level 4. You will receive level 5 if you create many unique concepts and then select again until the most unique concept is emerged. So there are 2 criteria for this assignment here. This criteria will be used for final assignment, and there are additional criteria for final assignment. So that's all information about activity assignment. I am open for any question if you have regarding the activity assignment. I think I will wait like approximately like 5 minutes in case you have any question before I explain about final assignment. No, unless you want some time to working on the activity assignment, you can let me know. Again, the product that you will develop for activity assignment is the product that you analyzed last week. Okay, and we call it product 4 because last week the teaching team provide you 3 product, right? And then we call it product 4 because today you will develop product 4. Yeah, I want to make sure that we understand this word product 4. Okay, in that case, Let me pause here a little bit.